Hello and welcome. We are broadcasting live from GlobalNutriPreneurs, the premier global gateway and unified operating system transforming the future of the global agri-food economy. Today, the global food system stands at a critical crossroads. While the demand for functional health, wellness, and nutritional security is expanding exponentially, early-stage innovators face massive roadblocks. Fragmented supply chains, opaque cross-border regulations, and a staggering volume of unvetted noise that isolates brilliant founders from institutional capital. The cost of this friction isn't just measured in lost revenue. It is measured in the unacceptably high rate of global food waste and systematic nutritional insecurity. Promoted by the Global Council for Agri-Food Trade and Innovation and the Global Council for the Promotion of International Trade, GlobalNutriPreneurs was engineered to dismantle these barriers. We are moving decisively past passive business directories. Powered by a robust digital operating system featuring AI-driven founder mentor matching, automated regulatory compliance hubs, and an integrated virtual deal room, we are systematically transforming high-potential ventures into scalable investment-grade business. Our ecosystem operates across 6 integrated strategic pillars, uniting a dedicated global R&D network, shared physical infrastructure via decentralized common facility centers, and an ESG-compliant trade and investment marketplace. Right now, our team is executing a massive global pipeline evaluation, reviewing over 10,000 agriculture, food, and nutrition businesses across more than 150 countries. Our mission is clear: to uncover the elite innovators shaping the next era of wellness, unlock friction-free global market access, and actively drive a 40% reduction in global post-harvest losses. Today, as part of our Women in Food, Agriculture and Nutrition Forum series, we are mapping out the blueprints for the agriculture revolution. Joining us is a leader whose work sits at the very frontier of this transformation. Please welcome to the global stage our guest for today, Dr. Vijaya Khader is an eminent food scientist, institutional growth leader, and development pioneer with over 40 years of profound expertise in advanced nutrition research, academic governance, and grassroots socio-economic empowerment. The former dean of Acharya NG Ranga Agricultural University and recognized FAO fellow, Dr. Khader holds a PhD and postdoctoral fellowship from CFTRI, Mysore. Her distinguished career includes directing the Center of Advanced Studies in Nutrition, spearheading 22 independent research projects focused on rural, farm, and tribal women economic advancement, and engineered patented food logistics technologies like how the low-cost ice cream freezer and the fresh fish vending and display table. A globally integrated policy expert, she has served as technical expert for the National Program on Climate Change and Human Health and actively evaluates early-stage startup funding proposals as a reviewer for the BIRAC's Biotechnology Ignition Grant. Thank you for joining us today to help shape the future of global nutripreneurs. I now request you to kindly proceed with your presentation. Over to you.
Thank you. Good morning. Today I'm going to talk about the intervention of the viable technologies to improve the food and nutritional status of the farm, rural, fisher, and tribal women. The Rural Woman, a Focus on Socio-Economic Development is a book written by me. At that time, I have realized that some of the factors which are really important to bring the woman to for a economic empowerment, that is starting with the food security, health security, and empowerment. Not only that, education, and actually what you can just say health and income generation, and finally gender equality. This is also important. These are the factors which I have realized when I'm just focusing about my research of the 23 projects on these lines only. Next one. Now the keywords and the focus area are the rural woman. When you talk about the rural woman, socio-economic empowerment of the woman in agriculture and fishing communities, which my work is, I'm just projecting, and the viable technologies coming to that. A few of them only I'm just presenting here. Low-cost scalable innovations to improve the nutrition and reduce the tragedy of the fisherwoman. Coming to the patents, they are the practical innovations designed to address the real-world nutritional and livelihood challenges. Now, coming to the socio-economic empowerment of the fisherwoman, it is one of the hygienic handling of the processing of the fish mainly. You can just see the villager is doing that one. And this really have the community impact. That means improved income, dignity of the labor, and food safety for fishing communities. Now, let us see the modern agriculture and sustainable food security, because every day you talk about the food security, nutrition security, health security, and livelihood security. Now, if you just see the integrated approaches, the intercropping as well as the integrated cropping management, and these two really contribute for the enhancement of the production, which contribute to the food security. Okay. And last in the 2023, we have completed the International Year of the Millets, because once upon a time, millets were considered as a poor man's food. Now it is a rich man's food. It is actually, you can use millets, almost all the recipes which we make use of the cereals like the rice and wheat. Okay. Now, therapeutic food and the millet innovation, because this is one of the project I have carried out. That is in ICD supplementation feeding programs. This is actually the therapeutic food supplied by the AP state government. It have been implemented in across the Andhra Pradesh, mainly targeting to the pregnant woman and the lactating woman as well as the children and mothers. Okay. So here we can just see this is a projection of making, you can make use of most of the millets, cereals and the legumes, the combination, the product development, which is very, very important to improve the nutritional status of the vulnerable group of the population. The below one is the alternative uses of the millets. I have developed one product that is amylase rich food using the combination of the ragi and green gram. These two have actually developed, and the product was distributed in the Lepachi Mandal of Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh. And you can just see the projects. And then this has been 3 months project. Clinical trials we have carried out. It was really, really a sort of appreciated by the villagers. And not only this one, this product, if the rural women, if they prepare in their own village, it contributes to the livelihood security also. Oh, okay, this is the one thing. Tribal communities, health and lactation. When you just consider the tribal women in Chintapalli district, because they lack the awareness of the intake of the food contributes to the secretion of the milk. That point we have to really create an awareness to the tribal woman. Otherwise, it's very deep, because mental and physical development takes place below 5 years of age itself. So that is why I have given an importance of this one. Assessment of the nutritional status by one of my volunteer or the research assistant, just showing that as the assessment of the nutritional status, what are the requirements, how they can, because we cannot do the measurements in grams and all those things. Whatever the containers they are using, we have to just say this is the quantity they have to take, these are the combinations. And another one is during the lactation, we have to really encourage the mothers, you take the protein rich food and micronutrient rich foods for the welfare of the baby. And that is why the other side we are giving the training program by the research associate, addressing all the points they have to really consider. So the training and employment is also very important. Creating an awareness, especially because we got the resources, we got the information, but only thing we have to really, what you can say, create an awareness. This is better for the growth. Now, coming to the patents, this is the World Bank project. I fabricated 2 equipment. That is a low-cost ice cream freezer. This is mainly to make use of the small quantity of the milk at the village level. And ice cream is preferred by everyone, starting from the geriatric to the pediatric to the geriatric. So that is why we can make use of that one. And it is really provides a rural entrepreneurship also for the youth. And the second one is a fresh fish vending and display team. This is mainly I have fabricated to actually what we can just hygienic handling of the fish, a woman sitting comfortably under a shade and then process it and destroy the wastewater, other hygienic preparation. Not only that, she can preserve the fish for so many hours also. And most important thing is it reduces the drudgery of the fisherwoman because she sits comfortably. Okay. Then another one is global research and awareness program. If you see the oyster, I have cultivated 3 varieties of the mushroom: oyster, button mushroom, as well as paddy star. The oyster mushroom, a rural woman, illiterate woman can really take up at her household, and then she can have some of the supplementary income. That is what I have just taken. And another one is Mr. George Bush, the then president of USA. He has visited along with the late Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, and she was my research associate. She was showing the preparation of the weaning food or the amylase rich food because they were very much impressed about that one. The other one is that women participating in the dairy program in Kenya, Africa. One of my PhD students, she has carried out, because it's mainly to see the involvement of the woman in welfare programs, how it is helping to improve the food and nutritional security. So this is the one thing we have to do, because in Vijaya she has carried out. Another one is a drought-prone mechanisms, because in the drought-prone areas, we have to have the alternative cropping, especially now the millets we are talking about that one. So because otherwise it's very, very difficult in a sort of the global warming and this climate crisis and all those things. So this is another thing I have just carried out, okay? And based upon my community work, especially in the rural area, fishing community and the tribal area, I have received some of the awards. That is Outstanding Woman Professional Award by the FICCI, and the third Rajamal P. Devdas Memorial Award by Nutrition Society of India, and Eminent Woman Scientist Award by the BICE India, and Mrs. Lara Bush, the then first woman of the USA. She has had a roundtable conference with me. She was very happy to know about the product development and the innovative technologies, food processing. They will contribute to the livelihood sector. She was very happy, and she had a roundtable conference along with me and another eminent. And recently in 2026, I have received a noun, transformational leadership in nutrition, in a community through nutrition education, through nutrition. This is the last award, only June I have received this award, okay? So these are my achievements, I can just say. Now coming to the conclusion, because in short, I'm just telling you the overall achievements. In short, I'm just telling you. Coming to the conclusion, intervention of viable various technologies, especially, it can really contribute, because location specific, that we have to take care about it. It will really improve the starting from the food production, nutrition security, health security, and livelihood security. Then coming to the technology, I'm very happy to share with you the low-cost patented innovations like ice cream freezer and low-cost ice cream freezer and fish vending. They were really a good contribution to the community. And another one is, I'm happy to share with you, basing upon my work on the mushrooms, NABARD has given a sort of the 70,000 to establish one unit of the mushroom, oyster mushroom. Many people have got benefited out of that in Andhra Pradesh, especially, okay? And then nutrition, that is improved dietary outcome, or the diversification of the food is also contribute to the nutrition security. And finally, the sustainable food production leads to the sustainable food intake, sustainable food security, sustainable nutritional security. Thank you very much. I hope I have covered in a very brief all my achievements.
Yes,
my contributions.
Thank you, Dr. Vijaya.
My contributions.
Yes, you have. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights with the new Global Nutripreneurs community. That was an engaging and thought-provoking presentation. I'd now like to ask you a few questions that dig a little deeper into your experience and perspective. So my first question to you is, as Global Nutripreneurs builds out its borderline digital operating system, how can we structurally standardize the lab-to-market pipeline so that advanced food science research from top-tier universities doesn't get trapped in academia but rapidly reaches global consumer shelves?
Yeah, I agree with you, because especially when you talk about taking of the lab work to the stakeholders is very difficult. It's a lot of what you can say, the involvement of the people are there. First, we have to have the linkage between the industry, academia, and scientists. Avoid the middleman involvement, because most of the universities are doing a lot of good work, but it is not reaching the community. It is not reaching the farmer. It is not reaching the farm woman. So what we have to do is, you have to establish a strong linkages between the industry, academia, and the scientists or the research laboratories. Then only we can percolate. This link is really weak at present, I tell you. I hope you'll agree with me. This is a very weak system which we are having. And another thing is, we have to strengthen our extension system. We got the extension system to populate the knowledge from the lab to the land, but that system we have to really establish, and continuous rapport with the community and the scientific involvement, because One thing I tell you, any type of the technique or any type of the innovation, which is very location specific, it is area specific. We cannot take this technology from here and from south to north and north to south. We cannot take. It's a location specific viable technology to be transformed to the community through the scientist, through the person, because I have carried out my work. If I take my research to the community, I will be able to explain with the help of the extension people. Am I correct or not? That is the system we had. So once again, I repeat, we have to strengthen the linkage between the industry, academia, and the scientists. Avoid the middleman involvement, because sometimes the wrong messages may be percolated. And another one is, and the good governance also is required. That is more, it's a holistic approach. It is not one single step where we can just talk about it. I hope I have answered your question.
Thank you for sharing that perspective. That's a very valuable insight. Building on to that, I'd like to move to my next question. So, given your successful licensing of physical innovations like the low-cost ice cream freezer, how should we design our decentralized common facility centers to help smallholder and fisherwomen cooperatives process raw commodities into high-value functional ingredients directly at the farm gate?
Yes, it's very easy, because I got an idea this one, because when I was just working at Bapatla, I saw a fisherwoman catching a lot of fish on her head and then running to the market. I stopped her on the way. I asked her, why you are running? Then she said, Madam, the time is approaching. I have to reach in time to get the amount back. Then I asked her to give me some fish for about 100 rupees. She gave me really more than 3 kilos of the fish to me. I said, why you are giving this much? She said, this is the rate for us. Then I realized that I should get a project. So World Bank project I have applied. I got that one. So it was really a sort of thing to do something to the fisherwoman, to reduce the treasury, to get, so without involvement of the middleman also. Then I am very happy. I am thankful to the World Bank that I got the project. Here, I have fabricated 2 equipments. One is for the ice cream freezer to make use of the small quantity of the milk. Another one is the fresh fish vending and display table. This is most convenient. I tell you, I have put one thing in the market. Then the Commissioner of the Fisheries, he called me after my retirement. He said he has got the 2 crores of money. They want to distribute to the fisherwoman in a Vizag district. So I advised them, I have just given an information, have this type of the equipment on a mobile truck, not mobile, the tricycle or something like a woman can, like a bicycle, take it easily without heavy load. So they have distributed, and I'm very happy for that. So that means it is really populated to the large number of the people. That means you have to install that in equipment where it is exactly needed. After seeing the benefits of that, this can be taken. That means you have to modify, because I have made a stationary one. But now you can slightly modify movable one with a wheelchairs or some like a tricycle type of thing. They can take it out. So that is one of the achievement, I can easily say that, because that is one of the, as far as the fabrication of the equipment. And another one is there that Yamala is rich food. I worked in the Lepachi Mandal on 200 preschool children, 400 pregnant women, and 400 lactating mothers. And 3 months I have carried out the clinical studies. Results were very good. And then the then Agriculture Minister, Dr. Raghuvira Reddy, he wanted to introduce that one into the ICDS supplementary feeding program. By then, my superannuation, I came out of my services, so I could not proceed on that aspect. So I'm very happy. And not only that, by looking at this project, local people came forward to have a sort of the common milling mission, that is flour mill mission, and sealing mission, and covers. So the woman, they can make use of the local resources, prepare the food, seal it, and sell it for the low cost to their own community. It is a cost effective, and they are making use of the material, and woman is also getting some sort of the supplementary income. This is another achievement. That means you have to have the location specific viable technology. I'm not talking about the high level technology. We got the intellectual power, simple technology. With our resources, it can be percolated to the common person. Is it okay?
Yes. Thank you for highlighting that. So that leads us nicely to the next topic. So, drawing from your extensive experience reviewing BIRAC's biotechnology ignition grant proposals, what strict parameters should our virtual deal room adopt to seamlessly blend grant capital with commercial venture capital for high barrier nutrition startups?
Yeah, it is a good question. I have been involved from the beginning because I tell you, I have actually developed a web course on food science and food technology. It's not for the degree purpose, it is a translation of the skill orientation that is for the technology part. This is, I am very happy to share with you after my retirement, Minister of Human Resource Development has given this grant. Usually nobody will get a grant like that. 1.2 crores I got it to develop the web course on food technology. I have done that one. This is only for the transform the skill, any type of the product, okay, to develop the product, tomato processing or egg processing, any type of the thing, okay. This way I have done it. And when BIRAC, maybe by looking at my expertise in the field of the nutrition, dairy, food science, and horticulture, agriculture, maybe they have invited me. In the beginning, I used to get the proposals by the software people without having any scientific background or anything. I used to feel so sort of disturbed. Then finally, I discussed with the organizers. Because I don't want to nullify that one also, because 35 lakhs is not a small amount to help a sort of youth. So I have suggested you have a sort of the advisory group where you can have the scientist and a doctor and the business person or the industry person, and you are the principal investigator, because one person cannot have all the knowledge. So pertaining to our subject, whatever you are doing, whether it is a biotechnology, whether it is any type of product development, any type of thing, you have to have a group of advisory group persons, starting with the professional side, the food science person, a technology person, a nutrition person, anybody, and a medical doctor, and if possible, a sort of the advisor, and industry linkages, university linkages. I tell you, the multi-sectoral approach always will be helpful. A single hand, I cannot work. I have to have the knowledge sharing from with all the people. So this is what, now I think this is the 25th project is going on, proposals are going on. But now I am very happy, satisfied. The proposals which I am getting it, I am also learning it. So a lot of improvement is there with the happening of the group of advisors from the different areas. And so this is what mainly specifically mentioned about. It is a collaborative work, interrelated with the different faculties, multi-faculty approach or multi-sectoral approach is always improvable. So I am very happy because this type of the invention, that is a supporting of the youth in the initial stages to establish any of the thing, because now the government jobs are really almost ceased, I can easily say. But then this is one of the way I'm really happy. In the beginning and now, if I compare, I'm 100% satisfied the proposal which I'm getting, either in the dairy or food science or the nutrition, product development, of fisheries. Even fisheries also contributing to the food security now. Okay, so this is the thing I tell you. Okay.
That's a very interesting way to look at it. So moving on to our next question. As a technical expert on climate change and human health, what specific climate resilient crops and indigenous processing technologies should global food systems prioritize to systematically address post-harvest loss while securing community zero hunger metrics?
Yeah. See, especially here when you have to just talk about the millets are the future crop. Millets are the miracle grains, because by looking at the global warming and the climate change for the nutrition purpose, because millets are very rich in almost all the nutrients, starting from the fiber to the micronutrients. I told earlier days it is considered to be a poor man's food. Now it is rich man's food. If you go to a doctor, they say you have a sort of the jawar roti, you can have the ragi malt, because even in army people, they take the ragi malt in the morning when they are going for the work. I was in NCC, National Credit Crops. I was under officer also. So I used to drink of that ragi malt. It gives a lot of strength also. So that means to make use of the millets. That is why most of the international organizations also have come into the picture. They are really popularizing the millet products, which can be reached to all the population, all the community. Now, a lot of awareness has come in the community. Now, coming to the crops, we have to divert our crops only for the millet side, because water scarcity is there. The millets, they don't like, they drought prone areas also, we can grow these things. Any type of the millet, you can grow that one, and that will be a sort of the good nutritious food for the community to have the food security, nutrition security, health security, or the livelihood security also. But one thing here, we have to have our own breeding seeds. You have to preserve that the genetic material, the good quality, because if you want to have a good crop, you have to have the good quality of the seed. So the gene preservation is very, very important for us. So that is why our future crops are the millets. I can easily say this one. And that is why the recipes also alternate to uses of the millets. Using of the millets in the weaning food, in the health foods, sports drinks, everything where we are just really incorporating the millets, and then we are advising the people also consume the millets at least one variety per day, or maybe once in a day, once in a week, or twice a week, like that, so that it really helps our health and improves our health. And not only it improves, but one thing here, sometime back we were using the millets, the farmer was growing, all of a sudden there was a big gap. Farmers stopped cultivating these millets. So the availability has come down. Now, to encourage the farmer, we have to really give some sort of the incentives to encourage the farmer to produce more. Otherwise, the cost will remain high only. Unless we help either from the government side or from the university side, we have to really work hand in hand to help the farmer to cultivate the variety of the millets, because I told you the millets are the future crop. Otherwise, there is no go for otherwise for us, because we have to stop the cultivating. I mean, at least alternative crop, we have to really think about this one. This is my idea.
Those are some excellent points. So let's explore another important aspect. Leveraging your 40-year legacy of empowering rural, farm, and tribal women, how can GlobalNutriPreneurs structure its corporate matchmaking portal to ensure grassroots female cooperatives are not left behind but are actively integrated into high-volume global B2B procurement cycles?
Yeah, this is a very, very important, because one side we are having the technology, another side you are having the intellectual capacity, another side you are having the welfare programs, because in India, no other country is having so many of the welfare programs to improve the nutrition and health of the vulnerable group of the population. Do you agree with me? No other, because I have traveled quite a lot, but no other countries have so many of the welfare programs. But then coming to this one, especially when you talk, my idea is, because I have been very much interested to have a sort of the small scale food processing units, adapt a village, have a sort of the small scale food industry in the village itself, involve the rural youth, identify them as sort of the leader of that group, provide a sort of the scientific knowledge, time to time training programs, time to time advised. Because here I'll give you one example. In this fisheries, because I worked in the 5 states, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu. Okay. So 5 states, actually, what they have done is the fisherwomen, they don't want to go for any type of the other alternative work during the lean season. Only the fish processing they take it. Then I tried my level best to give some sort of the technologies to them. They said, Madam, it is not possible, because one lady goes to the prawn peeling. So she says, I can go at my convenient time for 2 to 3 hours, I'll get the income. So then I just saw, okay, I have to advise them how to sit the posture of the person, having a gloves to the hands, because no fungal growth, because all the time when hands are in the water, fungal growth. So that is the one thing I have done it. Another thing is, I used to have the continuous rapport with all these 5 states, what you can say, wherever the fisheries colleges are there, I used to link them, the fisherwomen, time to time, direct contact at the dietary training program, hygienic handling, or maybe drying of the fish. They just dry it on the sand. So how to dry it? Because to export, you have to have the quality. That is most important. Yes or no? So for that purpose, hygienic handling of the processing, drying, or any type of the packaging. These types, I have really given the training program from all the states. The concerned fisheries college people they have given, but now they started earning from 3,000 to 30,000 per month. That is their income source. I'm really happy. Starting from the net making, preparation of the pickles, sun drying, packing, and one person has established a ice plant, providing an employment to some other group, and another person has taken up the net making. She is giving the training, and for another 10 group of the. So through the self-help groups, this is what I'm just telling you. Technology is there with the universities and the scientists. The stakeholders are there on other side. You club them, you bridge the what you can just say gap. You impart the technology to them in a simpler manner. Okay, sun drying, they just use it only. They are very familiar with that. Not like this, you have a sort of the high level of the some bench or something. You put that one, I just cover something on that, not the birds and all those things will not come in. Protect right away. Or the solar drying. That's another technology. So this is how we have to really motivate them. And then when you create a competitive spirit and try to create and give, when you try to explain this type of their competitive spirit to the other group, they get motivated. So that is why I have done it.
I think that gives our audience a lot to reflect on. So before we conclude, I'd like to ask you one last thing. How would you help or contribute to this particular Global Nutripreneur initiative?
See, I can share my expertise whenever it is required as an advisor. Then I can really transfer my technology, my expertise to the needy people, either in the field of agriculture. Agriculture means it consists of horticulture, veterinary, fisheries, and everything under one umbrella of the agriculture. So I can really transform my knowledge through the training programs or the continuous interaction or brainstorming session, wherever it is required, because I cannot move myself in a sort of the entire group. A group of the people, suppose if you identify a group of people, if they require my technology, I can transfer my technology to the agri startups or agri technos or whatever the way. See, the technology is there, but how to implement? I'm just telling you, lot of information is there in most of the universities, only preserved in the alamaras. It has not come out. Do you agree with me? If you really bring out that wealth from that cupboards to the stakeholder, is a wonderful job. So that means we have to work as a mediator to transforming that information or the knowledge needed for the improvement of the livelihood security or health security or the nutrition security. If you improve the one thing, automatically it will be coming like that. As I told you, in the dairy, horticulture is one important thing now. Horticulture contributes to food security so much. There is a lot to do in the horticulture. And why the cut flower preservation in some of the areas where you are having a beautiful flowers, a cut roses, you can just give it. I traveled to Vietnam. There, the ladies were doing a sort of the cut flower business, a big business. In Thailand, artificial fish growing, that is an income source. See, these are all the technologies available. But how to transform this technology to the suitable place? When I was taking about the mushroom cultivation, I was at Bapata. It is a very, what you can say, tropical area. People advised me, madam, it will be a really failure. You cannot take up. We all have worked and then we stopped it. But that intention was in there. So my husband helped me. I brought the spawn bottles from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, 60 bottles. I have selected 2 volunteer organizations. One is a Gramsari, another one is a CASA. I gave 30 bottles to this person and 30 to this side. After my office hours, I used to go and help them. And middle of the summer, the crop has come out so well, I am telling you. And then it has attracted the media, newspaper, everyone, and the electronic media. Then my name has come out, and by looking at that one, at that time the collector of the district, he has given me 20,000 on my name to establish a sort of the spawn production unit those days. Then not only that, UGC has telecasted my program 13 times. The mushroom cultivation, value addition, spawn production, and working spawn production. I'm so happy for that. So this is how I can spare my knowledge, any type of the group, because I have got expertise in the science and technology. You can go to the web and see the EPG Pathshala Food Technology. The knowledge is available, processing. You can just take care about that. Because I'm so happy because I'm really, because stunned when I got a phone call from the Minister of Human Resource Development to be the principal investigator. After retirement, nobody will give the project. So after retirement, I got that project. I am really recognized for that. So I'm very happy to share with that one. And this is, I really transform my knowledge. Till now, I'm an Indian Home Scientist Association convener of the Hyderabad branch. I transform the knowledge through the lectures, transform the science and technology to the school children, to the staff, faculty, like that, different lectures and motivational talk like this, I'm doing it.
It makes me really happy hearing about your achievements. You're truly inspirational.
Thank you.
Okay, so what an incredible masterclass of a conversation. Thank you for sharing your blueprints with us today. Your profound insights reinforce exactly why entrepreneurs exist to bridge the critical gap between commercial profitability and sustainable social impact. To everyone tuning in across our global network, whether you're an innovator, an investor, or a policymaker, the path to plugging into this unified agri-food operating system is clear. For agri-food entrepreneurs and founders, stop struggling in isolation. Fast track your venture through our customized scaling pathways, leverage our AI-driven mentor matching, and utilize our automated regulatory compliance hubs to make your business cross-border ready. For accredited investors, eliminate the noise of unvetted pipelines. Access our pre-evaluated investment-grade NutriBusiness directly through our integrated virtual deal room and secure your stake in the next era of health and wellness. For industrial and academic partners, collaborate with us. Let's unlock deep tech innovation through our global agri-food nutrition research and development forum and actively build a more equitable ecosystem by championing leadership at our Women in Food, Agriculture and Nutrition Forum. Together, we can maximize our global networks and deploy decentralized common facility centers to actively drive that 40% reduction in global post-harvest food losses. The future of global agri-food economy is no longer about survival. It is about sustainable nutrition, scientific excellence, and friction-free global trade. Visit globalnutripreneurs.com to secure your application, verify your venture, and claim your place in the future of food innovation. Thank you for joining us on Global Nutripreneurs. Until next time, keep innovating, keep scaling, and build with impact.